All right, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Toast Tuesday. It's October 15th, 2024. And here we are in the beautiful Finger Lakes on the west side of Seneca Lake. And we are Toast Winery. I am Mike.
And I'm Cameron.
We are your hosts for today's show. Cameron, hey, how was your week?
It was good. I finally did my cider run.
You did the cider run.
So
you happy with the cider? Have you had the cider?
So good.
Yeah.
I've already downed 2 gallons of it.
2 gallons. Wow. And do they have I know you brought us some apples. Mm-hmm. Thank you for that.
You're so welcome.
That was nice. You brought us some apples back. Do they have like apple cider donuts and the whole 9 yards there?
The whole 9 yards. It's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
So you had a good time.
Mm-hmm. It was the best one.
What's the name of it again?
It's Herman's out in Webster. It's not
Herman's in Webster, New York. All right. So
good.
Those that are in the area, go check it out.
Check them out.
Yeah. All right. Very cool. Glad you got to do that. I know a little later than you initially wanted to.
That is true.
My week was good.
Good.
My cousin actually came to visit, so that was kind of cool. She stopped in to the winery first time. Shout out Natalie. Thanks for stopping. Really appreciate that. We're the same age. We graduated high school together, and our fathers are identical twins.
That's pretty cool.
So it's kind of cool. Even as kids, we were reminiscing about it as kids. Even it was if you just did a glance, it was hard to know who was who when they were together. It really was. So we share like half a DNA, I guess. Nice. We're like almost like half brother and sister, but cool. I guess that's the way that works. I'm not really sure, but anyway, it was great to see her.
Nice.
Hadn't seen her in a long time, and really appreciated her taking the time to come visit. A quick harvest update. Mm-hmm. So all our whites are in.
Nice.
So the whites are in. They're either currently fermenting or they're done fermenting and resting. So happy about that. We got our first round of Cabernet Franc in.
Beautiful.
So those are happily fermenting away. We also got some Blau Frankish.
I like that one.
Blau Frankish in. Some people call it Lemberger. I like the Blau Frankish word. Austrian, German red wine grape that I really like to work with. So different this year. We're gonna make a dry red out of the Blau Frankish, but also going to switch up the rosé this year and do a dry rosé of Blau Frankish.
That'll be nice. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, I mean it's a super bountiful harvest this year. So I am literally like packed to the gills back there in terms of wine that we've made, and I only had room for one rosé.
And that was the one.
The last tank I had left available, so I had to make a call. Was it going to be Cab Franc? I thought, you know what? I just based on how the grapes came in and their sugar levels and everything, I felt like it was right, and I said, let's try something different. So dry rosé of Blau Frankish this year.
Try that.
We still have some reds to go, some reds to come in, so we're getting more Cab Franc.
Nice.
We've got some Cabernet Sauvignon coming in, and also new this year, we're going to get some Syrah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, so we're going to work with some Syrah this year. Dry red program from 2024 is going to be really good.
Nice.
It's going to be good. A lot of options for people. So excited about that. And we also bottled our Chardonnay Pet Nat.
Yeah, you did. That was good.
Chardonnay Pet Nat is done. And that's been done. And Jane's been my great bottling helper this harvest for Pet Nat.
Good.
We did 3 different ones, so we'll talk more about that as we get closer to the release of those. And Jane's been there to help me bottle those. Usually at the end of the day, a little later at night. So I know she's not thrilled to do it, but I'm appreciative of her help. Couldn't do it without her. I would have been here for multiple hours trying to bottle out of my own. What's happening at Toast Winery?
Well, I mean, we did have an amazing weekend here.
We were busy, another busy weekend. Columbus Day weekend, right? Mm-hmm. So that makes it a 3-day busy weekend, right? And
so good.
I think Columbus weekend, when you look at it across the 3 days, is known here as the Finger Lakes as probably the busiest weekend of the whole year.
Oh, okay.
So and that was no exception for us, especially on Saturday.
You can totally see it.
just crazy here. We actually sold out of 3 wines this weekend.
Yeah, we did.
That's how crazy it was.
How busy it was.
Some people are going to be disappointed.
They will.
Bougie is gone. Bougie is gone. There's none left. Completely sold out of our Bougie. That was super popular this year, and I'm not going to have any for about another year. So we're making doubling up on what we made the first year in 22. So we're going to have twice as much the next time.
Good.
But I did not make it in 23 because I was not sure if people were going to like it or how it was going to kind of turn out.
Yeah.
I just didn't have a way to know that, so I didn't want to make something if it wasn't going to be well received, but it was.
But it totally was. Yeah.
doubled the production from 2024, but
Nice.
it's going to be a little while. We also sold out of Cabernet Franc.
We did. That was crazy.
So that was crazy as well. That's gone. Good news is we do have 2023 Cabernet Franc currently in barrels, and so we'll make some time to bottle that so that we have that as an option. I don't know, maybe sometime in November we'll get that in the bottle so that we have that on the menu. I think that's going to be really good. And Lovestone, we sold out of our 2022 vintage of Lovestone.
We did.
But again, we've got a 2023 vintage. It's been bottled. It's been waiting. It's ready to go. It's already on the shelf. So we have a new vintage of Lovestone. I think it's the best out of the 3 years we've done this now. It's so good. And so make sure you come in and try the new vintage of Lovestone there as well. So that's what's happening kind of at Toast Winery. Oh, one more update. The mulled wine mugs.
Yeah.
Those have been pretty popular, right?
They have been. They've been flying off
the glass. They're glass. They've got a cool saying
on them.
Collectors. Collector's item, 2024, very limited.
They're very, very limited.
We've been selling them so fast this year that Jane and I made the decision to place a second order.
Good.
Because it's only October 15th.
It's not even near.
Mulled wine season lasts for like another four months. And I didn't want to be out of mugs like at the end of October.
That makes sense.
So the mugs will be
coming back.
Well, they're still here, but we're not going to run out as fast as we thought we were going to. So we did make another order. So if you haven't gotten your mug yet, don't fear. It will be here. I anticipate we'll probably have enough to get us through the whole season now. But again, no guarantee of that. Not going to place another order after that.
This is it.
So this is it. So,
an extra chance.
Good news is we do have plenty of mugs right now. All right. Hey, what are we drinking today?
Oh, this is my new top pick right now.
New top pick? Tell us about it.
Pinot Grigio.
Pinot Grigio.
It's been a while since we've had Pinot Grigio again.
It has. We talked about this on a previous episode, right? So Pinot Grigio was my first ever commercial wine.
Very first.
2020 was the vintage year, and so it has a little special place in my heart, and I wanted to bring it back. And so this is a new release that's available now on the shelf, 2023 Pinot Grigio. Pretty excited about this. And so the first question we often get asked a lot is, because around the Finger Lakes here, a lot of people call this Pinot Gris. There are a few of us that call it Pinot Grigio, but a lot of people call it Pinot Gris. What's the difference between Pinot Gris and Pinot Grigio?
You tell me.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell the toast heads out there and our fans. Yes. Same exact grape.
Oh, okay.
So there is no difference in the grape.
Just same.
It's Pinot Grigio, Pinot Gris, whatever you want to call it. It's the exact same grape. Pinot Grigio is known as an Italian kind of dry white wine that's crisp and acidic. And so that's typically what Pinot Grigio is known for, where Pinot Gris, and it's really all about the winemaking technique that you apply. Pinot Gris can tend to be a little richer, a little bolder, generally has some skin contact when you're making the wine. You'll try to pull some flavors and body and stuff off the skins before you ferment that. So we make ours in a Pinot Grigio style. So that's why I
Gotcha.
want to call it Pinot Grigio. So we make it. There's no skin contact. It's meant to be a lighter style, dry, crisp wine with a little bit of an acidic finish. And so that's why I call ours Pinot Grigio, trying to be true to the style, not just saying, hey, Pinot, let's call it Pinot Gris because we're in America.
Gotcha.
So it's done in that Pinot Grigio kind of style.
Interesting.
Light, crisp wine. I think it turned out really
It's
well.
so good.
It's got that aromatics, and if you're familiar with Pinot Grigio, I mean, you smell it right away. You know that is Pinot Grigio. A lot of citrus in this wine.
It's so good. Yeah, it's my favorite one.
Yeah, that's exactly what you get, right? You get that crispness on the finish.
Like a nice touch
You
right
get
at the end.
you get that little bit of acidity, that nice crisp acidic finish, and again, a lot of citrus flavors on that. What are you picking up?
Like that nice like tart finish almost. It's super, just like a kind of cool you down wine.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of citrus. I get some lemon on that, some orange even. Yeah, really nice. So this is good. This is out, new release for us. Have you ever heard of Pino Blanc?
No.
Some people will there's some Pinot Blanc grown here in the Finger Lakes, so some wineries have Pinot Blanc. Totally different grape.
Okay.
So that is a different grape. That is a different wine. We don't have Pinot Blanc here, but people might wonder if that is the same
like
thing as
kind
well,
of.
right? But
Gotcha.
no, Pinot Blanc, totally different grape.
Totally different.
So again, yeah, really liking that.
Yeah.
That's nice and
That's
refreshing.
Cool. Thank you for the little lesson about the names there.
And crisp. Yeah, and because people do wonder, well, why is yours called Pinot Grigio? But again, there are other wineries that do that as well around here. But most people call it Pinot Gris.
Gotcha.
But same grape, just two different winemaking techniques is kind of my opinion. And did you know when you see a Pinot Gris, I'll call it Pinot Grigio. When you see Pinot Grigio grapes, they're almost purple.
Wow.
They're like a lightish, kind of a deep purple to pink. The grapes are. When you press the juice, it has like a little bit of a pink hue to it.
Interesting.
Yeah, so when you see a picture of Pinot Grigio grapes, you might assume that it's a red wine grape.
Gotcha.
Because that's how kind of purplish they are. But no, white wine grape. So the juice does have a pink hue to it when we press it. That goes away over time after the fermentation. A lot of that color falls out, and you're left with this beautiful white wine.
That's what I was going to ask too. Where'd the purple go?
No, it does. It kind of falls out.
Gotcha.
Again, just with the solids and things that come with post fermentation and all the lees, and over time it just goes away. Just but interesting. I saw a picture. I was just scrolling through Facebook yesterday, and I saw a picture of Shaw Winery. Steve Shaw posted a picture of Pinot Grigio that he just picked. He called it Pinot Grigio, by the way. And I thought, oh, that looks like Cabernet Franc. And then I read the comments, and no, it was Pinot Grigio. So I was fooled with it as well.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, shout out Shaw Winery in the Finger Lakes here. They make some really, really great wine. If you've never checked that out before. So anyway, just saw that on Facebook and thought that was interesting.
That's pretty cool.
Topical topics on a Tuesday.
Yep.
Do a very quick sports check again. Quick sports check.
Favorite.
Cleveland Guardians moved on from their first playoff series. They did win, so that was exciting.
That's a bonus.
They did lose the first game last night, for those of you watching, to the team that will not be named on the show. So that was disappointing, but it's a best-of-7 series, so whoever wins 4 games first. So we're certainly not out of it by any stretch. And hey, my Buffalo Bills, my new football team, won last night as well. The Bills. Let's go, Bills. Come on, baby. 1-0 as a fan.
Nice.
They're 1-0 as me being a fan. Buffalo Bills 1-0. Love the Bills. You know who lost this weekend?
Who lost this weekend?
The dreadful Browns. That team.
We won't ever speak about
we don't
them
like
again.
that team right
Not
now.
anymore.
Not until they get a new quarterback. So
I can't believe it.
Browns lose again. My Bills, though.
Bills
Here we
are
go.
on top
Here we
always.
go. We're going to the Super Bowl this year. I can feel it. Hey, I do got a fun story today, though.
I'm interested.
Yeah, fun story coming out of California. I thought this was a great fall story.
Perfect.
In California, I think it was just this past weekend, or it was some point in not too long ago. they held the 51st annual pumpkin weighing contest, where they're trying to figure out who can grow the biggest or heaviest pumpkin. 51st annual. This is out in California. Well, a horticultural teacher in Minnesota, for the 4th year in a row, has grown the biggest pumpkin and has won the competition. So he's a horticulturist teacher in Minnesota, and he's won this competition now 4 years in a row. His pumpkin weighed 2,471 pounds.
How do you transport that?
1.2 tons of pumpkin.
That's a big pumpkin.
It's not even as big as he holds the world record too. This teacher from Minnesota for the largest pumpkin ever weighed. I think it's like 2,700 pounds, and he did that last year. So, this guy's won 4 years in a row.
Insane.
It's crazy that he's growing some big pumpkins out there in Minnesota. He drove this. Talk about how do you transport it there? He drove it 35 hours from Minnesota to California to get it there. 35 hours with this giant pumpkin.
A long time with the pumpkin.
I get nervous driving a ton of grapes down the road just 5 minutes to bring it from here to the winery. This guy's driving in his 1.2 ton pumpkin 35 hours to California. So, hey, congratulations to him. I mean, 4 years in a row. That's impressive. I'm not sure what's in the water there in Minnesota, but man, they are growing some big pumpkins. So I thought that was a fun little story.
I like that. That's a good
enormous pumpkins.
It's a good competition.
And for whatever reason, this guy's got it. There are probably people out there that are like, no, that hate this guy.
Your pumpkin.
He's like the biggest rival there. It's like, oh, here comes that guy again. He's going to win again. It's just like, when a sports team wins all the time, most people end up hating that sports team. Yeah. So there are probably a lot of people that are haters out there with this guy. Yeah, here he comes again.
You lose 4 times.
Look at him. Hey, let's move on to our top 5 list.
Top 5, interesting.
Speaking of Minnesota,
nice.
I think it's a perfect segue to do our top 5 states.
Ooh.
Top 5 states. I know people want to know what our top 5 states are. I want to know what your top 5 states are.
I'm interested to see
you only got 50 choices.
There's not that much.
And we'll see if we have anything in common here. I bet we might. Let's see. I'm going to let you go first this time.
Okay.
Tell me what your number 5 is.
We're going number 5, South Carolina.
South Carolina. Okay, go Gamecocks.
Yes.
Go Gamecocks. I graduated from the University of South Carolina.
Perfect.
Little known fact. Graduated from the University of South Carolina. So this is a good choice. Why is that on the list for you?
I vacation there not too long ago and just had so much fun. It was super pretty. The weather was nice, and there was a lot to do. So it was good. It was good.
Cool.
I like that.
All right, that's a good choice.
Make my 5.
That's a good choice. Not on my list, but again, it has a special place for me. But it didn't make the list for me. My number 5, Louisiana. Louisiana. Jane and I are big fans of New Orleans. I guess that's not really a state, but it's in the state. So it's our dog is named after one of our dogs is named after New Orleans, Nola. So Louisiana has a special place in our hearts. So that's number 5 for me. We love going there. It's a fantastic city. I definitely would recommend you put it on your list one day to go to and visit if you haven't. Same with you folks out there. It's just an amazing city. It's known as a party town, a lot of drinking, obviously, but there's so much history there. It's incredible.
I like that.
And it's so much of it has been maintained, and it's just amazing.
Nice.
So great city.
I love that.
Great city. All right, go ahead. Number 4.
Number 4. That's okay. No, it was a good tangent. Number 4 is Florida.
Florida. Okay.
I have some really good friends that live down in Florida.
All right.
Every Wednesday we do get together and play some games, and it's just pretty fun.
All right. Yeah, it's great that you can do that virtually now, right? Develop those relationships over online or whatever the case might be. So yeah, Florida, that's a good state too. It's a little hot for me.
A little too hot, yeah.
A little hot for me. My temperature is it's a little too warm there, but it's good state. It's a good state. No state payroll taxes there. If you live in Florida, you don't pay state tax on your paycheck. So it's always good. My number 4, similarly, they don't have payroll tax on their tax. Texas.
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 Okay.
I like Texas. I've only been there for work purposes.
Gotcha.
In the past, from a traveling standpoint, I used to go to Dallas a lot, so I don't have a lot of experience with Texas other than that. But the pride that people from Texas have is like none other that I've ever seen. Like they live and breathe everything Texas. And Dallas is a very modern city. It's a cool city. They've got it's a massive city, but they built it in a really good way. So they've just got all kinds of things to do there. Cool little offerings. So I like Texas. Texas, my number 4.
Texas is number 4.
Yeah.
And number 3, we have to throw it in there. New York.
New York?
Number 3. New York.
New York. Only 3 for you,
3.
Huh?
Yes,
yeah, born and raised here. Born and raised in the state. And you're number 3
5,
for you. Okay.
But it was 3.
All right.
Throw New York in there.
My number 3 is North Carolina.
Nice.
North Carolina. I lived there for a few years in the Charlotte area. It's a cool state as well. A little too hot for me as well, North Carolina. But I enjoyed it. And gosh, terrible things happening in North Carolina right now with that hurricane that rolled through there, especially in the Asheville area there in the mountains. It's just awful. So
it's never easy.
Feel bad for certainly the people that are having to deal with that. And my mom and brother live in North Carolina.
Oh, so good. Everything good.
Everything's good. They're on the East Coast. They're in Wilmington, North Carolina. Nice. So luckily no impact for them. But gosh, yeah, that's terrible stories coming out of there. So my heart goes out to those people for sure.
Absolutely.
I visited Asheville many times, and beautiful city, and hopefully they can bring all that back and recover.
Of course.
So, yeah, go ahead. I feel like I've got a little tangent for everyone, but that's okay. Keep going. Your number 2.
Texas.
Texas.
Yeah.
Look at that. I would not have guessed you for a Texas person.
Texas was
Why Texas for you?
I had a buddy that was within the Army, and we had to drive a very, very old car that he had from upstate here all the way down to Texas.
Ooh, and that's a long drive.
It was an insanely long drive. We broke down at least twice.
Oh.
And this was before I was 21, so I couldn't get a hotel room for the night. So we just had to sleep in the car.
Wow.
And I got a cowboy hat in Texas, so I feel like it's just.
So you've got a little Texas in you from that experience.
I got Texas blood.
Okay, I gotcha. That's cool. That's a cool story, though.
Thank you.
My number 2 is New York. I got to shout out.
You went a little higher than me.
Here now. I'm going to say though, I'm going to draw a line from just like half of New York, just like the western. If you drew a line in the center, I guess from the west over.
Yeah.
That's only that part.
Gotcha.
Is my number 2.
The
rest of it, no. New York City, no. So I love this area. This is such a beautiful area.
It is so pretty.
So I feel so blessed to be able to live here. And yeah, it's just and I love it. So again, just half.
Just half of.
Just half of New York.
That's a good statistic.
The right half. I don't care what happens over there, but that's definitely not in my top 5. All right. Oh, there's the phone. Okay.
Number 1, I'm going to say Montana.
Montana.
It's one that I would love to go to.
Yeah. Okay. That's a cool one. Montana. That's a really good one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be beautiful out there.
It's so pretty.
Yeah.
The views I've seen, the places you could visit, I really, really would.
So that's on your list.
That's number 1 for me.
All right. Cool. That's on your list of visits. Montana.
Absolutely.
My number 1 has to be, the state I grew up in, Pennsylvania.
There we go, Pennsylvania.
So I'm a big fan of Pennsylvania. Some great cities in Pennsylvania: Philadelphia. You got Pittsburgh. You got Erie, Pennsylvania. Harrisburg. Yeah. So that's where I was born and raised. Pennsylvania.
You put that number 1.
Always has a place for me. Always will. So yeah, I'm going with Pennsylvania as my number 1. We get a lot of great people here from Pennsylvania.
We do actually.
Yeah, from the Scranton area and Harrisburg area. So yeah, I love Pennsylvania. That's what I'm going with. That's my number 1.
Solid choices. Perfect.
Good list, right?
Very good list.
Good list.
Thank you.
All right, I'm sure everybody loves it.
They do.
I'm sure everybody loves knowing our top 5 states.
We never missed a single one.
Hey, I'd love to know yours. if you've got one.
Let us know, please.
Yeah, let us know what your number one is, and or your top 5.
Better.
All right, I see there's a car out here. I see somebody getting ready to come in. Hello, good morning. No, we'll be open if you just give me 2 minutes.
Oh, okay. We were just heading back to Pennsylvania. We were going to stop.
No, please. In fact, you can come on in, and we're just going to finish up here, and then you're all right. Look there's a fellow Pennsylvanian right there, ready, driving back to Pennsylvania, and ready to come in. And so we'll let you take good care of him. Let's just do the toast real quick.
Absolutely.
Coming up with tried to fit it into the theme of the show. I turned to the Smashing Pumpkins.
That's a very
the Smashing Pumpkins.
I do know the Smashing Pumpkins.
90s. There's nothing more definitive in the 90s for music than the Smashing Pumpkins. Billy Corgan loved the Smashing Pumpkins. When were you born?
2000.
2000. So you weren't even born yet, but that's okay. But you can still listen to their music, right?
Yeah.
So that's the inspiration again with our pumpkin theme, the Smashing Pumpkins. Shakedown 1979. Cool kids never have the time. On a live wire right up off the street, you and I should meet. Cheers.
Cheers.